Alright guys, assuming you clicked on this video for the payout, I do want to put an emphasis on one trade, one setup, $500 profit, live with proof and stats. So first, I want to break that down with you guys. If you don't want to watch the live trade, you could just use the timestamps below to skip to the payout process or with whatever resonates with you. Other than that, let's get into the video. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I got in the trade really late, but I'm gonna just record this trade. I've had trades in like a week. Actually, I had a couple trades, but I didn't take those trades because I've been working on this new strategy. So, and it's just like more so like refining and trying to like, I don't know, just working on my exits. That's what it really was. I guess if you guys seen the last video, if you guys go check that out, I was what was I doing? I was showing my AquaFunded dashboard, and I was seeing that my only problem is like I have like when I'm taking losses and prices hit like almost at stop loss, it'll be like I'll take small losses because I have like this risk management strategy, whatever, so I can actively manage my trade on a lower time frame, like the 1 minute, like you guys see right now. And talking about that, so what you guys can see is this trade. This is the initial setup candle right here, this white bar. But I came in, like I said, super late, super late, super late, super late, and that's my fault for real, for real. I'm actually, you guys can see, I'm a little mad about that, but it's whatever, it's whatever. So I will say though, I'm gonna just when I go to the 1 minute chart, you can see just remember this candle right here, and then when I go to 1 minute chart, you're gonna see that price pull back. See that pull back? That's sauce. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that's sauce. But I'm not gonna show you guys anymore, but remember that if you guys backtest that, you'll see that a lot commonly, but only around your setup bars. And I shouldn't be saying that either, but I'm gonna say it. So it is what it is. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I was entering off of. Right now, you can see this is a pre-session low, uh, London session, and then it's a pre-session high. I'm targeting pre-session highs. I do see price did come and fill this gap right now, so hopefully it can keep continuing. And we do see that this is like a consolidation, and then we got the breakout. Why did I mark up my lines right here? Is because I see price never closed below and it never closed above either. So then I thought, okay, on the 1 minute time frame, and what I see, it was a consolidation. So it's a lower time frame consolidation. So on the 5 minute, it looks like just an impulse, and prices continue with the trend. It is a lower time frame consolidation. All right, my fault about that. So yeah, that's just what I'm looking at right now. This is a pre-session low to get some price bounce with this pre-session, and this is a support and resistance on the higher time frame. So it's two confluences. So it's a very strong level that I was looking at. Like I said, I wasn't supposed to be trading this week. That's why I got in. I'm kind of mad though because this negative risk reward thing is not it. So I do want price to close to the highs. Let me show you guys the 4 hour time frame real quick. Let's look at the 4 hour. So this is the 4 hour. I'm gonna break down you guys my top down analysis real quick. So why I'm in this trade. So I can see that we have a daily support resistance. That's what I marked. I see that price broke this daily. Like trend line had a correction. Price went down, went up, went down, went up. That's two connections. Gives us a valid trend line break. So I wanted to, go to 4 hour, and I see that price bounce, and it could potentially pull back to this level. If I were to take this loss, I would assume it's because price is pulling back to the level. Other than that, I would just say that price should continue with the trend because this does look like a kind of like a 4 hour consolidation. When you actually look at it, you see this price went up, went down. As soon as it went down, that created a low. When price went up, it created a new high. And price already had a high right here that was just, so it's, at this point, it's just a connection. And then we can see prices consolidating right outside of this break, which at every impulse, we get corrections, impulse, corrections, impulse, and those impulses are breakouts. So out of every correction, we get a breakout. I thought about that. So let's go back. Let's just look at the 5 minute real quick. So I see on the 5 minute, let me mark that down too. Let's see if we can see a pullback with the 4 hour too on a lower time frame. So let me look at the 1 hour real quick just to see if there's a pullback on there. Yeah, see, so price broke out of this on the 1 hour consolidate. This is the 4 hour consolidation. Price broke out of it and it pulled back. If you guys know about breakouts, price, you could play it in like multiple ways. I guess you'll say like one way is just you could play the retest, you get the break and retest, or you could play the aggressive way where potentially you see this consolidation, you could kind of try to get into that, but I don't really see any valid entry signals because you got this bullish candle, price never went above. You got this bullish candle, price never went above. So I don't really see any valid entry points in that. But I do see this pullback. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was looking at. So what I'm looking at, because I would probably potentially play this, but I don't really play it aggressively because price will always pull back sometimes, and you don't want to just, it's whatever. You got to kind of deal with like the extra losses and stuff like that. I don't really want that, so I'll play it more conservatively. So, anyways, we're looking at the 5 minute. I do see price retesting or whatever, but we do know that this is a consolidation on a lower time frame, so price could pull back and hold on these levels, and then potentially go back for impulse because price didn't really even give us that impulse out of this breakout. We see 1, 2 candles, and then a pullback, which is not really what we're looking for. We're looking for like a 1, 2, 3 strong momentum. I don't know if I'm gonna probably wait out this whole trade though. I'll probably tap back in with you guys once I see what price wants to do. Once again, we are looking for price to hold at those levels, but that is a smaller time frame, a lower time frame, and the lowest time frame on the chart. Obviously, you go to the second chart, but we're not. I'm not like I don't need to do that. I don't even know. I don't trade like that. So the 1 minute chart is kind of just like my base time frame for when I'm looking at the 5 minute. I'm just trying to see that structure because on the 5 minute price will just have one candle, but on the 1 minute time frame, they have 5 candles. So then for every 2 candles, it's 10 candles. So it allows me to get like a good structural point and see how price is moving because we kind of want this right here. We want the same structure that happened right here to come out of this. Low key, we probably will need a pullback for price then to push back up, but price could be doing anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's not what I say, just what I'm seeing. All right, guys. So this is the trade aftermath. But you guys can see. Let's go to the 1 minute chart real quick. It did end up pulling back to this 1 minute level, which I talked to you guys about in the live trade. I said we want it to pull back because we need that spring. So we want it to pull back so they can go back up. And if it does pull back, we want to pull back to either the 1 minute or a break through the 1 minute and it goes to the 5 minute because the 1 minute is obviously the 1 minute chart. So it might not be as strong when it comes to like respecting levels unless there's very strong trending that day. So if it's a very strong trend on the 5 minute, it's just white, 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 white. On the 1 minute, you can expect price to be doing highs and lows, and coming back and retesting these zones. And for personally me, I call them supply and demand zones. That's what I trade. So this is what I see as a 1 minute supply and demand zone on a lower time frame. Price came back, like you guys can see in the video I'm showing on the screen, and price just shot up. Once it hit this level, it shot up. And that's what we were looking for. So that's pretty much it for that trade. We have a higher time frame level. We have a 4 hour breakout, which I showed you guys in the live trade. You can see how price broke out and pulled back in. Obviously, it's a 5 minute chart, so it looks like a lot of candles, but really it's just the same supply and demand push. We're looking for that smart money to come in, so we need those 1, 2, 3, 4 candle push, and then we need a pullback. So price give us that pullback, and we were able to get that entry. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice one candle. This is what happens when you know price action, market structure. You know how to play it and study. So other than that, let's go look at the dashboard real quick. So you guys can see we're at the dashboard. It says 7 trades. Some trades I took 2 positions on, and I think like I took one trade that was like I just accidentally put the lot in, so I had to take out. It says 112 lots. I do trade on a lower time frame, so I have to use bigger lots to kind of get those like $1,000 to risk $1,000 to $500. So don't mind that. It says average risk reward is 1.23. I am trying to increase that, and I think I might have talked to you guys about that in the live trade video, but no matter what, that's something that like needs to be increased. Why? Because you can see like it says I have a 57% win rate. I do have a higher win rate with these type of setups that I'm trading. I took a couple losers in the process, so that were pointless. So it did affect my win rate. But what I am really looking at is the average winning trades, and the average winning trades is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like $600 is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. And then for the average losing trade to be 500. You feel me? So I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like scary with the 57% win rate. It's not like it's an 80% win rate, even though it kind of is. when I remove the pointless losers. But this is why I do need to increase my risk reward, and this is why you guys can see over here I have this tool right here, because this was the same entry. This 5 minute setup candle right here was this same entry. So I held it to this highs, the pre-session high. And I realized on the higher time frame, I was backtesting this weekend, and I seen I could have held it to 4 hour daily levels. That I've been seeing that price been running, you know what I'm saying? As I'm trading NQ, US 30, and S&P, I'm seeing that price will always run. Like randomly in the day, it just starts running. No matter if it's to the downside or upside, but it runs. When it runs, it just keeps going. So I'm like, how can I start capitalizing on those moves? I got that thought from looking at my stats, my dashboard last week, and that's how I've been coming to this. This is why I wasn't going to trade this week, but since I seen the setup, it just looked clean. And obviously, I wish I would have implemented my new strategy and held it. You know what I'm saying? Because my new strategy, it's just holding it. It's just holding it to a different exit points. It's the same entries though. That's what makes it really a beauty, because I didn't really have to worry about my entries or anything being like changed around, or my win rate. My win rate is kind of different, but at the same time, it really isn't, because these trades really, they always run. You know what I'm saying? So even though I'm getting out right here, it still runs, and it's like it doesn't really change my win rate, which is why I should start implementing it. But I just been back testing it for now. It's since I am using the daily levels with this strategy, not this specific strategy, but with the other strategy, it is kind of affecting me. Where not affecting me, I just don't get as much setups. You know what I'm saying? So with the holiday last week or yesterday, Monday, I wasn't able to trade, and then I had the whole weekend to back test a new strategy. So I really haven't even got a chance to really take the setups and really back test it or whatever. All right, well, I back tested it, but forward testing it. But this would have been the first trade I would have been able to forward test it with. Obviously, I didn't hold this trade. I was just taking 6 highs because I am still waiting for some confirmation from my mentor. So that's that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just got to increase this win rate. Increase my risk reward rate, which is basically I'm just gonna go use the higher time frame levels. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna just right now I'm using my set strategy, my regular core strategy, but I'm planning on making those tweaks and start targeting those higher levels so I can get like 1 to 5s, 1 to 8s, 1 to 10s even, because I do have a very I'm not gonna say just a very good skill with reading price action / market structure. So I am able to go from the daily, even the weekly, but the daily to the 4 hour to the 1 hour to the 5 minute. So that allows me to get very, very, very tight stops. So that's it for that. Let me show you guys my calendar. You guys can see I took a win right here. I barely trade, and I want you guys to see that too. I barely take setups. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I want to get a bigger account, you know what I'm saying? Because with me not taking setups, and I think that if I just get a bigger account, that I'll be able to kind of like compensate for my lack of setups. I really want to get a 500K account. Well, 400K max allocation with AquaFunded. So this 1,000 could be, because this is basically just 2%. You know what I'm saying? This is 2.5% on a 50K account, but a 2.5% on a 400K account will be 10K. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm kind of doing. I'm just being patient in a way where I'm just trying to wait for the bigger capital instead of trying to just chase these bigger gains. So that's just how I'm moving about it. So other than that, let's go do this payout. All right, so I'm requesting my payout right now. 548 17 cents. You can see my withdrawal request is pending. Amount is 493. So I'll tap back on you guys when that goes through. If it goes through, whatever happens, you know what I'm saying? It's prop firm. So AquaFunded has a rule where it says, yes, we have a reward guarantee, get paid in 48 hours, or we pay 100% profit split. Our business hours begin at 9 a.m. Monday and close at 5 p.m. Friday. So I don't know how long it's going to take for the approval process, but I'm assuming that's all within that 48 hours from the approval to the money being sent over, and how long it takes to actually hit the bank account. So other than that, I'm going to just tap back in with you guys